Hey guys! So today we are going to talk about your choice of programming language. So let's get into it. Now this is a good one. This is a really good one. It's actually funny because the entire reason why I'm making this video was actually sparked by a coworker of mine, or a fresh starter. She's just started the other day. She's not a programmer, unfortunately, sad face, but this is a stroke of genius on my project manager's behalf. Actually, I have to give her a lot of credit for this. This was really clever. So this girl, or this woman, is hired to handle certain aspects of administration and things of that nature. I'll not go into too much detail, but anywho, she was asked virtually to come over to the engineering department and spend a few hours with us to get a holistic understanding of what it is that we do. And so we showed her some of the stuff that we do on a daily basis and the systems that we monitor and a bit of how we work and so forth. And although of course we try to keep it fairly high level because she doesn't really have a coding background, but it doesn't really matter. Anywho, so we explained that we were using Scala. And so she asked, okay, Scala, that's that's a specific language. I've never heard about that. Then she admitted that she had some knowledge of programming languages like Java, for example, and a few other things, but not Scala. And so my coworker explained to her, well, yeah, Scala is it's not as famous as Java. It's not as mainstream. It's a much smaller community, but it's still it's a good language and so forth. And so she asked this really, it's so good. I had to keep myself from, well, kissing her would have been a strong move, but hugging her at least. She asked the one question you can never ask a programmer. So why did you choose that language? And my coworker just kind of stood there and didn't really know what to say. Because, I mean, he's only been there for a few months more than me. The project was started by one of our founders way back when, several years ago. And so he said the only thing he can say in that situation. Well, I don't know. And then I weigh in and I say, well, I suppose that the only thing we can really say here is that, well, it was our founder who started the project and he picked this language probably for a good reason. My guess is that it was a language he already knew and he was productive in. That's my guess. But we don't know. We honestly don't know. And this is a great question, because you may think that the choice of programming language, your choice of programming language or somebody else's choice of programming language, is this well thought out thing that people do. But it's not the case. It is very rarely the case. It's actually much simpler than that in general terms. And then I said to her, but I explained to her why her question was amazing. And then I said, now, I need to teach you something, that this is almost an unspoken thing in the programming world, and most people outside of the programming world don't actually know this. At no point, because the first question is, okay, so why are you using that language? And when that happens, when you ask somebody what language they're using and why they're using that, they're going to give you an explanation. And you can at no point then thereafter claim that their programming choice or their programming language choice is worse than something else. It is the same phenomenon that I see as I have a background in martial arts. It's the same problem you see in martial arts. You can never claim that one martial arts system is better, or just say that, than another one. Because what happens is that you start this war between everybody who practices that specific martial art, and you get into all these confrontations, and they go on forums and they flame and they give you statistics and data and cases that prove that their system is valid, or yada 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 yada. All that happens. It's such a... it was a good day. It was a really good day, because we had such fun with this topic thereafter when she You know, because remember, he's not an IT person. She doesn't understand all these ludicrous, stupid, dumb fucking things that you and I and everybody on the internet, well, not just you and me, well, not you and me, I never go on the forums and flame for different languages, but she doesn't understand how politically loaded what she just did could have been in a different context. And it just so perfectly illustrated how silly and dumb and pathetic all these people are. It's so dumb. Oh, if you are one of those people who gets so emotional about your programming language that you feel the need to hate on other people for not agreeing with you and so forth, I truly pity you. I truly do. I'm sorry. Because let's just face it, whatever language, I mean, the reasons why I like JavaScript are my own. I don't feel a need to justify to anybody else why I like it. I don't get angry if you don't like it back. I don't see a reason. And it's the same thing with my coworker or my founder. Why did he choose Scala for our project? Was it the best choice? No. Depends on your viewpoint. I actually talked to him when I first started. I asked the question, why did you pick Scala for this problem? Because I was very intrigued, because there's a lot of downsides to picking Scala for a project. There's a lot of upsides, but there's also a lot of downsides. So I just wanted to get his mentality on this. And he gave that answer. He just said that, well, it was a language that I was familiar with and I was very productive in, and since I needed to be able to build something quickly and just see if this idea was going to work out, that's what I did. Easiest thing in the world. My job at Ticketmaster, same deal there, PHP code. Why PHP? Is that the best solution for a highly sophisticated super system? No, it's not. Facebook came to the same conclusion when they realized that PHP was no longer right for their intents and purposes. But if you think about it, the Zuckerberg fucking started somewhere. He made a decision, most likely made a decision to go with PHP because it was a language he was familiar with. It was not a well thought out engineering decision. It was a completely arbitrary decision based on his personal preferences. So what I want you to remember, guys, and this goes out especially to you juniors out there, because you might not be as secure in your identity as a programmer as some of the more senior people out there on the internet. Don't justify your decision to go with the programming language. You can pick whatever language you like for whatever nonsense reason that you like, unless you are limited, let's say, by a job or a boss or some other factor. Somebody else has made the decision for you and they give you all these awesome cool reasons why they chose that language. Then you don't even have that. In that scenario, you don't even have to care. I mean, let's face it, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I choose Go because it's so performant, and then I go, well, yeah, but there's plenty of people who make a lot of money from building things in Ruby, and that's slow as hell in comparison. And the same thing goes for everything. It goes for absolutely everything. You can pick any reason. You can try to justify your choice in programming language as much as you want. But at the end of the day, most of the decisions as to why somebody goes with one language over another honestly, it has more to do with an emotional decision than some informed, analytic, objective study that then justifies the decision to make this choice. In fact, I will argue that I will tell you right now, so far I have never seen an example of a language decision or going with one language over another for I've never seen anyone make a decision that was truly objective on this topic, because I don't think there is that you can. I don't think, because at the end of the day, most of the programming languages can do what you need. You will just face different challenges with each decision. Is Java a good choice? Yeah, It depends on what challenges you want to face and what solutions you want Java to help you with. And the same thing goes to Ruby. What challenges do you, which thing do you prefer? You're just picking one set of problems and one set of solutions and another problem and another set of solutions. And it depends on your personal preferences and your use case, which one is going to be the better choice. But don't sit here, guys, don't justify your decision. Because there are people out there who are there's always going to be people who are going to question your decision and tell you that you're stupid because you go with this language or that language and bullshit. Just ignore them. Because they are doing the same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. They don't have all the answers. Their damn decision into what programming language they prefer is as much an emotional thing as your thing. And if there is somebody out there who can prove to me that they made an informed decision to go with one language over another, my guess is that they actually realize that the problem that they're solving needs this specific thing that this specific language is solving for them. But on average, people go with gut and preferences and personal preferences, as opposed to making a truly informed decision on one thing over another. And they are doing just fine. Have a great day.